How do they do it? Why do they do it? Riding and crashing and riding and winning and always faster and faster.
Well, welcome back to With Anto MotoGP 2025. And I want to thank everybody who's been watching and contributing to the Remote Garage series. It's been some great comments and some great engagement. Thank everybody for the 2025 season. Thank people who have contributed to the channel, for the views I've had, for the subscribers that have come on board, and for the comments. But this week it's KTM, the nearly decade. Now look, KTM first came into MotoGP in 2016, and nearly a decade later, it's no longer a new project, it's a mature project. They won early races and they raised the expectations quite early that perhaps they might be a manufacturer on the way to the top. But when you start to dig into the numbers, one I find most important, the number is their last dry win was 2021. There's heaps of uncertainty about their star, Pedro Acosta. They've had so many rider struggles over this last 9 and 10 years. There's so many questions about ownership and funding. KTM have had riders come and go. They've ruined careers. They've brought people on. They've pushed people off. Pol Espargaro comes back and does wildcards. He beats the actual factory and Tech 3 riders. So to me, it's starting to look a lot less like a team building momentum and more like a team searching for a direction. So today, let's take a look at KTM, where they stand, and ask this question. Is this project moving forward or simply waiting for clarity? Is the bike competitive, or did they just cycle through too many riders over the years? They've ended so many careers of riders that have come to KTM with high hopes, but if you can't win in the dry, as we all know, you're actually no title threat. Okay, so wins versus investment. KTM have certainly spent big. I mean, look at their current troubles. You can't say it's from a lack of spending, and they've invested a lot of time and energy into the program. They got that early success, but they haven't got momentum. There's no momentum at the moment for KTM. They have reached a plateau in their development and they're moving forward. Not only have they lost that momentum, they've just about lost their future. Now, Pedro Acosta's been rumoured to be walking away. He was supposed to be KTM's great hope, the final piece in that jigsaw to perhaps win a world championship. It was the long-term answer. But in 2025, he tried, but really he couldn't see that top step of the podium. And he even tried to buy his contract out, 1.5 million euros. He wanted to jump across to the VR46. And the strong rumour right now for 2020, he's already signed. You can drop it in the comments where you think he might have signed. So if Acosta doesn't believe in the project and he believes he's lost his way, where will they be in 2027? Will they be on the grid in 2027? Will it be 2 bikes, 4 bikes, or 0 bikes? You know, bradbinder, he's loyal, he's fast, but he's lost his spark. He still competes, but he hasn't been a force in 2025. Pedro's out-qualified him in every round, every of the 22 rounds. He's out-qualified him. They've made some changes to his pit crew. They've changed his pit crew chief, but they haven't got the project moving forward. I can't see 2027 an option for bradbinder. I think he's destined to actually move off from the MotoGP paddock, I should say. Now, Maverick Viñales. What a sort of a weird and interesting season he's had. He had that great ride in Qatar, you'll remember. He left Aprilia after doing somewhat of, he had some strong showings there. But there was questions over his style and the direction he wanted to take KTM in. He was wanting to keep the wheels in line and ride the bike in a special way. So now, of course, he's got Lorenzo as his rider coach, so we'll see what that brings. Now the beast, Enea Bastianini, a talent, but a talent with no direction. He left Ducati. It was a strange signing. I'm not too sure what his manager was thinking to jump so quickly. I think he could have ended up on a better bike and a 2-year deal. So since he's parted ways with his manager, He's simply been uncomfortable on the KTM. He hasn't been able to work. We saw in Bruno, when the data was all new, he did, a little bit better, but he just hasn't gelled. And I fear Bagnaia is the next rider in a long list of riders that have had their career killed by KTM. Grassini, and he was riding on the red Ducati only last year. So it's not about ability for him. He just can't get as part of that team and the size of the bike and the fit. Now, the team contradiction and confusion. Now, KTM made a decision for 2025 not to have a single or a main technical director. They're using a committee style where the heads and the various components come together to make that decision. Now, look, having multiple voices and not one voice clearly doesn't work. I know we all need a leader. We need someone to follow and believe in and one direction. And of course, there's also confusion between the factory team and the Tech 3 team. It's blurred who's leading. Viñales, Tech 3, let's go his way. Acosta, bradbinder, there's just confusion. And there's no long-term rider hierarchy or establishment of what they're doing. Now, of course, the huge elephant in the room is ownership. It's potential sale of the team, it's new investors, it's Baja coming in, it's the KTM saga, it's bankruptcy, it's Red Bull, it's what's going on, it's CF Moto. There's so much stuff going on. The long-term vision, will they even be in existence? No one can build when you don't know who's going to be signing the checks. It's a fundamental thing in motorsport. So after 9 seasons in MotoGP, we're not really in that learning phase anymore. We're long from it. Direction now matters more than the effort. They need a solid direction. The talent is there, but the uncertainty around riders, leadership, and ownership is creating hesitation, not momentum. They need more than just incremental change. They need a clear commitment to where this project is going, because right now KTM don't. Technology-wise, they need the one technical leader, and I just don't see that in the near future. But what do you think? What do you think about KTM in season 2025? What do you think about their rider lineup, and do you think Acosta's going to stay and see out the journey, or do you think he's on his way? Anyway, if you've enjoyed today, give us the thumbs up, drop a comment down below so we can discuss, or share this video on with someone who's into MotoGP. And I want to wish everybody a great break over the festive season. We'll see you again soon, and I look forward to having more conversations about MotoGP. Okay, bye for now.